Hey there, space travelers. Rocket welcome aboard the intergalactic movie hunt, where we dig up the hidden gems of science fiction that somehow slipped past your radar. 2025's been dropping cosmic madness, aliens, time loops, androids, and even some good OL existential dread. But today, we're not talking about your big-budget blockbusters. Nope, we're diving deep into 10 sci-fi movies you might have missed, but definitely shouldn't have. So, grab your popcorn, maybe a space helmet, and let's blast off into the unknown. 1. Ash, 2025. Okay, imagine waking up on a remote planet, alone, and your only friend is your AI assistant who may or may not be plotting against you. Yeah, welcome to Ash. This movie mixes psychological tension with deep space isolation, a blend of Moon and Ex Machina, but darker and weirder. The story follows a scientist investigating an off-world disaster, only to find that memory itself can't be trusted. The visuals? Gorgeous. The pacing? Slow burn, but oh so worth it. It's one of those what is real kind of rides that messes with your brain, and I mean that in the best way possible. If you ever questioned your own reflection, Ash might not help you sleep tonight. 2. Prey, 2022, but criminally overlooked. Before you roll your eyes and say, wait, wasn't that a Predator movie? Yes, but hear me out. Prey is easily one of the smartest sci-fi thrillers in recent years, and so many people still missed it. Set in the Comanche Nation in the 1700s, it follows a young warrior who faces the galaxy's deadliest hunter with nothing but skill and courage. No high-tech weapons, no Marvel-style explosions, just pure survival sci-fi. It's a visual feast, nature meets nightmare. And honestly, The Predator hasn't looked this terrifying in decades. This movie quietly reinvented the franchise. If you skipped it, you missed an alien-sized treat. 3. 65, 2023. Dinosaurs, laser guns, Adam Driver in a spacesuit. Do I really need to say more? In 65, a pilot crash lands on prehistoric Earth 65 million years ago and suddenly has to protect a young survivor from, well, T-Rexes that apparently never got the memo about evolution. Sure, critics gave it a hard time, but honestly, it's got thrills, survival tension, and that classic man versus nature versus time theme. If you love minimalist sci-fi where the silence speaks louder than words, 65 is an underrated thrill. It's not a blockbuster. It's a quiet, personal, and at times, tragic sci-fi journey. Think The Last of Us, but with dinosaurs. 4. Ad Astra, 2019, but timeless. Let's be honest, Ad Astra isn't for everyone. It's slow, emotional, and feels like watching therapy in space. But if you've ever stared into the stars and wondered what the point of it all is, this movie gets you. Brad Pitt gives one of his best performances as an astronaut on a mission to find his missing father, played by Tommy Lee Jones, at the edge of the solar system. But what he finds isn't just his dad. It's a brutal confrontation with loneliness, obsession, and the meaning of exploration itself. The visuals are stunning, crisp, cold, and eerily quiet. Every frame feels like a painting. It's less about aliens and more about what it means to be human in a place where humanity doesn't exist. A masterpiece that flew under too many radars. 5. Blood Machines, 2020, but pure future. Now we're talking psychedelic sci-fi insanity. Blood Machines is like watching a 1980s music video come to life, fueled by neon colors, synth music, and pure chaos. Directed by Seth Ickerman, this one isn't your typical story-driven movie. It's an experience. A space opera that follows two space hunters chasing a female ghost who escaped a spaceship. Yeah, read that again. It's stylish, strange, and unapologetically weird. Think Blade Runner, heavy metal, and Daft Punk's Interstellar 5555 had a baby. That's Blood Machines. If you're the kind of person who loves visuals over logic, this one's a must-watch. 6. The Resurrection, 2025. Alright, let's start with a movie that's both haunting and heartbreakingly human, The Resurrection. Imagine this. Technology has advanced to the point where we can bring people back from the dead, but what if the person that comes back isn't exactly who you remember? This film takes that idea and cranks the emotional tension to 11. The story follows a grieving mother who joins a government program designed to resurrect loved ones using memory reconstruction AI and genetic cloning. Everything seems perfect until her returned son begins having memories of another child's life. Creepy? Absolutely. Emotional? You bet. It's the kind of sci-fi that doesn't rely on lasers or aliens. It relies on emotion, identity, and fear of the unknown. The cinematography is moody and intimate, and the atmosphere feels like Black Mirror crossed with her, sprinkled with a bit of Frankenstein guilt. You'll walk away questioning, if we can recreate a body, can we ever truly bring back a soul? 7. Sorry to Bother You, 2018. Okay, now we're jumping into one of the wildest rides in sci-fi cinema. Boots Riley's Sorry to Bother You starts off off like your regular quirky office satire. And then halfway through, it takes a hard left turn straight into insanity. The movie follows Cassius Green, a telemarketer who discovers he can skyrocket his career by using his white voice. And what follows is a brutally funny, absurd commentary on capitalism, racism, and identity. Sounds normal so far, right? Well, give it 40 minutes. Suddenly you've got mutant horse people, dystopian corporations, and a twisted reflection of our modern world that's so exaggerated. It actually makes perfect sense. It's weird. It's brilliant. It's the kind of movie that makes you laugh and then immediately question why you laugh. It's not just sci-fi. It's social horror disguised as absurdist comedy. If Black Mirror and Rick and Morty co-wrote a protest film, it would look exactly like this. 8. Osiris, 2025. Next up, Osiris. This is one of those indie sci-fi films that didn't make a lot of noise, but trust me, it's unforgettable once you see it. Set in a post-apocalyptic future where humanity's last survivors live in massive floating labs above the Earth, the film follows a geneticist who tries to recreate her daughter through cloning and artificial memory mapping. At first, it's beautiful, the emotional reunion, the bond, the hope. But then, things take a dark twist. The clone begins remembering events from other timelines, lives she's never lived, people she's never met. Yeah, now we're talking existential crisis with a sci-fi twist. What's amazing about Osiris is its emotional storytelling. It's not about flashy effects. It's about grief, love, and the terrifying power of science that's lost its moral compass. It feels like Annihilation met Ex Machina, but written by someone who's read way too much philosophy. A haunting, beautiful, slow-burn masterpiece that proves sometimes the most dangerous thing we can create is hope. 9. In the Shadow of the Moon, 2019. If you love crime thrillers and time travel, this one's a hidden gem. In the Shadow of the Moon starts off like a gritty detective story in 1988 Philadelphia. A cop is chasing a mysterious serial killer who reappears every 9 years. Always the same age, always the same ammo. At first, it feels like a whodunit. But then, boom, the time travel twist hits. The killer isn't from the past, she's from the future. And she's not killing out of revenge, she's trying to fix time itself. Every 9 years, the mystery unfolds a little more, and the emotional weight gets heavier. It's smart, suspenseful, and heartbreaking. A story that questions fate, free will, and the cost of saving humanity. Boyd Holbrook delivers an underrated performance, and the ending, let's just say, it's the kind that leaves you sitting there in silence, staring at your screen, thinking, wait, did I just feel emotions during a time travel movie? 10. Anon, 2018. Last but not least, a movie that makes Black Mirror look like a warm hug. Anon is set in a future where privacy doesn't exist. Every single moment of your life, recorded, stored, and viewable by authorities. Your memories are like security camera footage. Creepy, right? But here's the twist. A mysterious woman appears who can't be seen in the system at all. No data, no records, no identity. She's Anon. What follows is a sleek, minimalist cyber thriller about surveillance, control, and freedom in a world where everything is connected, except her. Clive Owen plays the detective trying to track her down, while Amanda Seyfried brings a calm, haunting mystery to her character. The tone? Cold. The visuals? Clean and clinical. The message? If you think deleting your browser history protects your secrets, think again. It's chillingly relevant. A movie that feels less like science fiction and more like a warning we ignored. And there you have it. From resurrected souls to reality-shifting clones, from mutant horsemen to memory-hacking hackers, these movies prove one thing. You don't need $1 billion budget to blow someone's mind. The real sci-fi magic lives in stories that make us think, feel, and sometimes question our entire existence. Because sometimes, the most dangerous thing in the universe isn't an alien or a robot.